Yeah.
And how are you guys?
Hi, good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good, good. Let's start with you, Zoe. You underestimated that a little bit because you were like, "Oh, my dad is over there being a social, chatty Cathy," and it kind of worked out for him. What have you learned about your dad during the
Definitely.
experiment?
Yeah. So him being social is definitely his biggest strengths. I think, as his daughter, always being around his outgoing personality and me being more introverted, sometimes I need to rest and reset. Um, but yeah, him being able to make friends so easily is definitely something I admire most about him, and watching him do that in the game, and being able to see that firsthand. Like, I am really proud of how he played the game.
And Kurt, kudos to you, for us older young people, because they're always thinking the young people is like, oh, he's old and he can't be of value. And you pretty much blew that off the door. What is it that you want people to kind of like take away as we do these types of shows going forward when it comes to us young old people, as I like to say?
Um, I honestly believe that age is in the mind, and I honestly believe I'm stuck in an 18-year-old, and so I just, I mean, and I'm not going to change, right? And that was the thing is, I had the strategy of going into the game and being more reserved and listening more, and that lasted about 2 seconds, and then I realized, okay, I can't do that. I'm not that smart. I'm just going to be myself, and I love people. I love all people, and I want to know their story. I want to hear their story. I want to get to know them. And Zoe, unfortunately, grew up around this crazy, and but that was part of her. That was when we applied. When we applied, I based it on Leanne and Trey, the mom son, season one. I said, okay, well, how about crazy dad, Denver Bronco cheerleader daughter, right? And knowing Zoe can put up with me is great. And so yeah, and it was. But thank you. That's awesome to hear. She respected my outgoingness.
Yeah. What is the one thing that surprised you in the game? Because it's one thing to watch it and then it's another thing to be in it. It's not like you can go, time out. I need a second. It's like go, 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 go. What is the one thing that you were, let's start with you, Zoe, that you were like, oh my God, like really?
Yeah, I think just how like emotionally taxing it is. Um, I mean, I'm not much of a crier, and I think I cried every single day I was in the dorm. Like, it feels so life or death, and it really brings out every emotion. So that was definitely something I was not anticipating going into it.
What about for you, Kurt? What was like the one thing? I know both of you are happy not to hear the anymore.
Oh, there he
There you
is.
go.
Sorry, I don't know what
I said,
happened.
what was the one thing that you took away from this game? Because one thing that surprised you.
Um, oh, that surprised me
Yeah.
was I had no idea that I would lose complete track of time. Like you had no idea what time it was in the day, if it was daylight, nighttime, you had no idea. And so being that disoriented and that disconnected, I mean, you had no clocks, you had no cell phones, I mean, you had limited food. God, I will never have porridge again in my life. Um, and so, yeah, and so it was just that was just being totally stripped of what your normality is, right? Just being stripped of that. That was the hard. That was the thing I did not expect.
Well, I know both of you are happy not to hear the that sound again, right?
Truly,
And
yeah.
to have some privacy. Again, lovely speaking with you and best of luck with everything.
Thank you. Nice to
Uh,
meet you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi,
how's
how
it
you
going?
doing?
Well, the game was afoot from the moment you just put on your little jumpsuit and they said, let's go.
Literally, let's go. Yeah.
when everybody died, were you like, oh, I'm done?
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to really, enjoy myself.
Yeah, I was really frustrated, but there was a part of me that kind of like wasn't surprised just because of all the commotion that happened in my game, and then them saying that there was one team got 1 minute off the timer, so it was quite like a stretch if I won.
You say it was a glitch, like you thought because yours didn't go
Yeah,
off.
because
Yeah.
mine didn't go off, but I still went down. I was just
Yes.
like, I didn't really think that I was going to be back until they told me. Like, I
Yeah.
just thought it was a glitch, and they'd probably like get me into like, but yeah, I mean, I just felt overwhelmed and pissed off, all sorts of emotions, basically.
But happy for me, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. And Jacob, you probably were like watching it thinking like, oh my gosh, right? I may have to do this alone. Talk about obviously you guys are twins and super, super close, where, it can be having a partner and then you realize real quickly that they also use that as something against you. How badly do you want to win? Are you willing to sacrifice the person closest to you to go ahead? Did you guys discuss any of that ahead of time where you're like, okay, if we need to sacrifice one of us to win, we'll do it? Did you have that type of a discussion?
No, we just thought we're gonna do our best, you know. If we come head to head, just play as best you can. The best man wins, you know. So like when it was us at the front, and I knew something was gonna happen where we have to go against each other. We both didn't have to speak about. We both knew just try your best. Whoever wins, be happy for the other one, you know. So we just want to play our best, you know. We're not trying to say like you go and I'll just like go back. We're both there for the game. We're both there to be competitive.
It's
And
funny. It's
play the
funny
game.
that the first thing that happens is we're going against each other.
Yeah,
It's
that
funny.
our alliance was to be
It's
low
classic,
key,
just,
low
oh.
key, just blend in.
But it was
It
probably
didn't
the best
happen.
decision of the game for us. I mean,
Yeah.
like obviously not getting to the money, but just like for us having the best experience and like as we could in there.
It
Yeah.
was good. It was cool.
I thought it was really smart that you had conversation, and by the time one person caught on to what was going on, that was your way back into the game, it was a done deal, and there was nothing that they could do. And I thought you were really smart about not being very obvious, just kind of like chit-chatting and being like, "Hey, I'm so glad to be here,"
Yeah.
um, and understanding that making that decision was going to put a target on you. How much were you concerned about that?
I mean, I kind of surprised myself doing that whole thing. I didn't think like I think because his life was on the line at the time. I just thought I have to get this done, and do it as best I can. But yeah, I was very optimistic in the fact that even if people don't like clock this part, like there's no way Squid Game to just allow me to get through to the next stage with no repercussions or anything. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
people
not,
knew that
yeah.
I did it, but they didn't know how. Hopefully, I haven't seen the show yet, so I don't really know how it's edited and played out. But yeah.
I'm excited.
What have you learned about each other in this very intense, situation?
I've learned that no matter what or how intense or like, how, scary a situation can be, he's always got my back and like I always trust him and he's always got my best intentions. So like that just solidified it. I knew he had it before the games, but he just proved it to me. So yeah, he's got my back and I know that now. And that's something that will come out the games and stay with me from now on. Yeah, I've learned as well that he's very good at making alliances and keeping alliances. So I think both like we had different skill sets that we combined that helped us in the game.
Yeah. I mean, with twins,
Absolutely.
it's crazy how far we went, you know, with being
With a
twins as a
target, I
target
mean,
of
like
ours.
we were targets from day one.
From
But
day one. If we
Yeah.
didn't have to go to the front, we were still a target.
yeah, I just had a blue badge. Everyone had a different badge. And no one even had to like have a target, but they have to vote someone out. Yeah, let's just get that guy out.
Yeah,
He's
it's the
got
cop
some-
out, and
yeah.
it is a decent cop out. I think I would have done the same. Get him out there.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a testament to your relationship and the brotherhood, which is, the most important part. You guys, that bond is still strong. Thank you so much.
Thank
No
you.
worries, thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely meeting you as well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Oh, this game. Talk a little bit about, because unlike some of these other shows, these other games, right? You can't really prepare for it. Like with Survivor and Amazing Race, you have a little bit of an idea, but with this, part of it is psychological, part of it is strategy. How did you keep yourself mentally strong throughout the process?
Yeah, you're right. You can't prepare. Like I think people come in and they probably have watched season one and they're like, right, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. But you can't. Like it's such a game of luck. I think in terms of kind of the mental preparation, I feel like my age has helped me, and that sort of my life experiences of, you know, being a mom and juggling other people's emotions and schedules and, you know, tantrums and tears and all of that sort of stuff. Like you can kind of really bring that with you. And I think the other thing that I just reminded myself the whole time was that it was a game. So sort of really like, although you get caught up in it and it feels really real, just to take a step back every now and then and remind yourself that it's a game, it's a snapshot of your life, and you know you've just got to get through it.
Talk a little bit about, because you come in with someone, but it can be a plus or a minus. And the way the game is so ingenious is that it will really make you test all of your alliances, whether it's a friend, a family member. So how hard was that? You kind of really have to be selfish, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't know anybody going in, so it was easier for me. Obviously, I made really good friendships going into it, but I think it's a good point you raised, because you do have to be selfish. And as someone who has, for the last 18 years, because of kids being selfless, looking after everybody, it's almost a nice opportunity to be able to do things thinking on your feet and thinking for yourself and not being responsible for anybody else. And so I think that that can actually really help in those instances, if that makes sense. That you don't mind being selfish because you have to be, and you don't know, you know, you make these friendships, but they're friendships that are new. You know, you don't know when you might see them again, whether they're going to be real friendships on the outside. So I think you have to kind of keep in your mind what you came to do, and, you know, try to do it, and that everybody else is doing that same thing.
What have you learned about yourself in this process?
That that I probably try to do too much for everybody all the time, and that they don't need me to do as much as I do, and that they, you know, that was my thing. And I think the take for the people on the outside, like my family, I think they realized how much I did do for them, and they missed me and probably appreciated me more going back out, if that makes sense. So I think it gave more of an awareness of how, everyone can cope, without me. And equally, how much maybe I need to be appreciated for all the things that I do.
Absolutely. Well, Kate, it was a pleasure talking with you. And again, I'm not sure if I could do it, but kudos to you for putting yourself out there.
You could do it. You'd love it. Give it a go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Hey guys,
Hey.
you guys played the game completely opposite. Viper, you had moments. Listen, your side eye. Homeboy was trying to pretend to be like Mr. Dramatic guy, and all his decisions were so hard. Your face was like, I'm not buying it. I see
Oh.
you, but
No, yeah,
you
we're
were
not
just
doing it.
like, you were like, I'm so over him. Talk about that, because one thing we as black folks we gonna call you out on being shady, and you were just like, boy, bye.
Exactly. And it's exactly that. Like, that's who I am as a person. So it's going to translate in the game too. If you're gonna fake the funk, you better fake it in front of me. You better fake it with all your might, because I'm gonna clock it and I'm gonna call it out. And, you know, I knew that in reality TV, people, they up the ante, you know, they play things up. And I wanted to make sure that I was as sharp as a tack with being able to, first of all, locate those things that were for show, so that I wasn't getting lost in their performance. That I was, you know, I wanted to be clear. I wanted clarity. I wanted to make sure that everything that I was involved with and the people that I was involved with was genuine and super clear. And if it wasn't that, I don't want it.
Exactly. And Mark, you're the direct opposite, because you are so sweet. And I'm like, you might be too good to play this game. Because you might be too decent. Because here you are like, I care about people. I have integrity. I'm like, Mark, I love that for you, but baby, them folks don't have that. You gotta be, talk about that. But I also love that about you as a human. So there's a part of me that was like, I hope he does get the cash. So just because of period? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I went in with a strategy of I want to make friends with people, and I think it worked out pretty well. I was thinking about money. Don't get me wrong. I was there to win. I wanted to win. I think I had a real chance to win. I think I like my walk out, I had like 5% chance of winning. Uh, because there are people that just had no chance, and I know I had a chance. My strategy was to be friendly with people and like make friends, and like then like catch happens, and like a person I thought was kind of an ally decides to bully me by accident. I mean, he has apologized, so that's good. But it's that thing of like, how do you recover? And it was nice that like the whole line came to my support, but it was like that's a hard thing to recover from. Like, because like I was bullied through all elementary school and middle school, and to experience a room that looked like my elementary school gym like that was very triggering to begin with, and then all of that, and you have to like get your head back in the game. And sometimes you can do that. Sometimes the ball bounces off your fingertips, you know?
Mark, I was rooting for you, and I want
Thank
you
you.
to know that we saw it. We, the audience, were like, really? This is, you can be strategic without having to be a jerk. So
Exactly.
yeah. So, I'm sorry that you felt that way and that it was triggering for you. But I personally hope you have that Star Wars wedding, that you and your fiance live the most amazing life. And Viper, thank you for keeping it real. Cause I was like, you know what I mean? We both, I was like, I'm just sick of him too. So I just want you to know that I clocked the two, friend. And Mark, again, I hope you have the most amazing Star Wars wedding.
Thank you.
Thank
Absolutely. Thank
you.
you, guys. Are you?
Hi,
Good. How are
Kathy. I'm
you?
good.
So we got our jumpsuit. We thought we were going to get a minute just to, get used to the surroundings, and we did the count, and the math was not mathing. Who was panicking? Claire, let's start with you.
Wait, sorry, can you
I
repeat the
said, so
question? I
you
think,
got your jumpsuit, and then people were like
oh,
standing, and then you counted the beds, and the math was not mathing. So,
oh,
what
yes,
were we
yes.
thinking? Claire, let's start with you.
I was just so overwhelmed in that moment. I had no idea what was about to happen. I knew it was going to be something crazy because this is Squid Game, but I didn't even know. I thought maybe we'll all go up and play rock, paper, scissors against each other. I had no idea, but I'm just glad I made it.
What about you, Faith? Were you like, snap, I haven't even really broken this bad boy in yet. We're off to the races.
I knew. I had a feeling. I thought, no way are they going to house, feed, bathe all 456 of us. A huge chunk of us is going home, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I'm not in it.
What about you,
That was my.
Melissa? Did it then sit in? You're like, oh, snap, we're not even gonna like nothing. We are in this already.
Yeah, I didn't even think we were going to have an experience in the dorm at all. Like, I just thought we were going to go ahead and start whatever we were starting. So for me, I was actually kind of grateful to have that moment, like that moment of, wow, let it soak in. And then I had to like lock in because like the rest of them said, we knew something was going to happen. We knew not all 400 of us were going to sleep in the dorms that night.
Talk about what was the hardest thing, because number one, you can't prepare for the games, right? It's not like some of these other shows where you can like, okay, we might do this. This is a staple of the show. This is physically, mentally. You're not eating properly. You're not sleeping in the most comfortable thing. Just when you think maybe I can have 5 minutes, on to the next one. So talk about what was the hardest for you. Let's start with you, Melissa.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing was being on for as long as we were. That was a really difficult thing for me because there was no reprieve. You didn't have a second to yourself. You were always surrounded by other people, and everything you did and everything you said was speculated, recorded, watched. So you had to be really, really on top of your A game, even under very little sleep, very little food. And you just had no reprieve. There was nowhere you could go to feel comfortable for a second. So I think being on 24/7 was very, very difficult for me.
What about for you, Faith?
For me, I think that it was so hard to not know. You didn't know what time it was. You didn't know what was coming next. You just never knew anything. So it was always this sense of just nail biting, waiting, just waiting for the next surprise.
And for you, Claire, because I know you're probably like that sound, you're probably like, oh dear God, can we get like, I think that's probably the thing you all probably are like, thank God we don't have to hear that anymore. What about for you,
Oh
Claire?
my gosh. Yes, my thing was mainly the mental aspect of it all. That was the hardest part for me because I just felt like my emotions were fighting each other in there. I thought that I was going to go in there solely for myself and not really care about other people. And then I found myself really caring about the people around me and making these genuine connections. And so it was really hard to remember why I was there. And yeah, I had no idea how to feel.
And I think the other thing is not only are you playing against each other, against other people, there's also the guy watching you that deciding, oh, I'm bored. Let me throw an extra twist in there, So you're really not knowing that. Was that something that you learned later on as you're playing the game? Anyone that you figure out, okay, there's this game, there's this part, and then there's someone else kind of like saying, oh, it's not intense enough. We need to add a little bit more. We need to do this. When did you figure out that there's an extra bonus on it?
I
Anyone?
think that we all knew that we had to be alert and aware 24/7. We had to be ready for whatever ball they were going to throw out at us next, whether it be the guards and the front man, whether it be other players. We knew that being bored was never going to be a good thing in Squid Game. So I think we were always prepared. At least I can say for myself, I was always prepared for a curveball to be thrown at any point in time while we were there.
Well, ladies, I hope you got some rest. Got to, shut all the things that we take for granted, privacy, right? And may you never hear that sound again for a very, very long time. Thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck with everything.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you.